Let's see here. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. I am trying to dual stream but it appears I am only up on the YouTube. So we'll get going and have some fun here tonight. What we're working on today is a lightsaber cane Qigong exercise. So this is Qigong or Qigong, Qi like Tai Chi or Qi like in the Chinese philosophy of stuff, body energy. And Qong or Gong like Kung Fu or Gong Fu, the thing that just means skill or hard work. So this is like body energy work is what that translates to. Qigong, Qigong. And this is, I got my notes over here so that I can be honest and true for you all. And this exercise is based off of like people who have to use canes, but also people who want to just have better cane skills and understand how it is as a tool, both in terms of being able to use it for fitness as well as being able to use it for combat. For this specific exercise, we are not going to be doing the combatives. That's like the, I don't know, like the 15th form or something. What we're going to be doing is working on the non-combatives. So essentially the warm up and the cool down. And that involves a lot of use of the sticks. Let's get started. I'm going to start with feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to go ahead and hold the arms about shoulder width apart. Breathe in. And all we're going to do is just press the stick out. Exhale. Good extension. Inhale. Back to collarbone level. Exhale. Push out. Try to have a nice even motion in conjunction with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Just do a couple more of these. Again, this is just a very, very basic warm-up. So the key goal here is to connect with the body and the breath. To do that, we are going to move and extend back and forth. As you finish that up, we're going to go into form 2, which is bend down. This one is something that you should only do to your comfort and your extent. Don't push this. The goal and the notes say, don't strain. So again, shoulder width apart. Starting off here, we're just going to breathe in, press out, and let the arms, shoulders, and head rotate down to the ground. The goal is to be able to touch the back of the floor, or touch the floor with the back of the hand, but I can barely get the backs of my fingers to touch if I keep my knees straight and I really engage those hamstrings and keep my legs erect. If I don't, if I collapse, it's very easy to do that. So try to keep the knees locked. Come back up. You don't want them completely locked, but keep the legs straight. Keep the toes and the feet spread out. No bending at the ankle. Keep the hips positioned strongly. No kinking back and forth. Breathe in. Exhale. Drop down. So just go to the distance that you're comfortable with. Hold for a breath. and back up. Exhale. So the goal is to eventually be able to stretch yourself out to get the back of the hand to touch the floor. I cannot do that. I can get the back of my fingers to touch the floor. I'm happy with that. Go down as far as you can go and be happy with that too. If you work on this a lot, you'll be able to extend it and you'll feel and see the difference over time. All right, so with this next one, again, the goal is to go to your body's comfort and capability. There's going to be two aspects of this motion. There's a crouching motion, and then there's an explosive erect motion. We don't want to do it like super fast, like we're leaping up to Superman launch through the ceiling or anything like that. We just want to do this with the intention that we're going to go up and extend all the way to the ceiling and keep that spine straight, through the motion. So here's it is. We're going to squat. I got Apple in front of me here. So we're just going to bend down, and the goal is to go as low as you can go. Hi, Apple. So if you can get down all the way, that's great. If you can only get to here, that's fine too. If you can go all the way down and convert fully to the feet flat, that's awesome as well. Whatever your comfort level is, stay down here and work this like a jazzercise. We're just going to press the arms down, and we're going to do that until we start to get the burn in our legs. And when we start to get the burn in our legs, up and extend. Good stretch. Feel the arms pulling the shoulders and spine up. We don't want this tense. We want relaxed extension. Good, nice long spine. Shoulders over the hips, hips over the heels. Back down. So if I can only go to here, that's fine. I'm going to press down, push, pressing motion. And then when I feel that burn kicking in, I'm like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to be able to stand back up. Push it a little bit and then go. Good stretch. Extend. Relax the body. Relax. And down. Pressing. And when we get to that burn point, we're going to stand back up. Here we go. Great. So for this next form, we're going to bring this down on our shoulders. This is not on my neck. I am not putting it on my neck. I'm putting it on the shoulders, resting there on the shoulders. I'm going to stretch a little wider than shoulder, but I'm not going full, horse stance. A little wider than shoulder. Nice feel. Breathe in, extend, and twist at the waist and the shoulders and the neck. Breathe in, back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. So some things you want to do here. You want to engage the hip, breathe in. And a little bit of that front leg twist. We want to keep the spine straight. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. So my spine and shoulders are staying level. Inhale to center. One more. Inhale. Good. So from here, we're going to bring up and over. And now we're going to press out through the hand, like we're shooting a gun or a bow. So some things about this to be aware of. One, I'm using the palm to press. So this should be like a massaging motion into the hand. So you don't want it super tight, you want to be able to relax around the hand. And when you relax around that hand and use that to guide, that's going to let you extend those hand muscles and bones out. Secondly, over here, this hand, I'm keeping kind of a tight grip. I'm using the bottom fingers to kind of hang on to it and hold it so that, again, I can extend that forefinger and stretch those fingers out and move the massaging motion through the hand itself. So we come from shoulders over front, and I press out through. Come back, starting from the center, finger grip over here, palm grip over here, push, extend and stretch the forearm, expand that hand right in the center of the palm, push, good. And do a couple more each side. Start from the center, finger, palm, push. Keep that hand relaxed. So we're massaging the center of the hand and the palm of the other hand. Back again. Pushing, extending the arm out, letting that fascia pull. Cool, last one. Exhale. Exhale. So you can see I was a little wobbly. We can get better with that, a little more stable. All right. Whirling. So this is an exercise that we aren't going to go super fast on. We're going to start here. The left hand has the palm down. Right hand has the palm up. We're roughly in the center of the stick. We're just going to turn and back to center. Turn and back to center. Cool. Flip your hands. Right palm down, left palm center. Turn and back to center. Okay, I think you got it. So let's start back out. Right palm down, left palm center. Starting right at chest level, sternum level. Whirl over. Now, change the hands and whirl back. Change the hands, whirl back. Change the hands, whirl back. So you can start to get the feel for this. So we're rolling now over the hand. If you can get the dexterity up, we're just kind of rolling over. All right, great. Other direction. The goal is to keep the hands tight together in the center of the stick. We're not trying to go one-handed here. We're trying to have smooth exchange and control. All right, great. So let's whirl. This one is thrust up the stick. Watch your ceilings. So, starting from the center. It's a lot like point the stick, except we're going to go up. So again, with the finger and extension, guiding with the lower fingers, push up to the ceiling. I got to drop down. Just point up. Come back down. Let's do it the other side. Point up. I'm trying to get roughly above kind of my knee and foot. Other side. Point up. All right, one more. So a couple of things on this. I'm going to drop down and show you a little bit here. Easy, right? So when we grab up here, I'm locking just with those kind of fingers, holding the tip. My grip is just minimal. If you see, my arm and shoulder is relaxed. So when I push up, my arm and shoulder is relaxed. This allows me to extend and push up through it. So the weight here is all from this hand. This hand doesn't, the left side that I'm pushing up has nothing behind it, just the grip. And that allows me, if I keep my shoulders even, to really engage that side and get a good extension and stretch. Same thing for this other side. My right hand's going to be loose. I'm just going to maintain the grip. I'm going to use the left to hold it and press up. So if you can get the motion and you can get that relaxation, you have that body control, when you do this, whoop, I'm up. Don't want to be here. Here, shoulders even. All right, that's point up. This one, point to the ground. Lots of pointing going on. So again, we're going to start from about shoulder level. Breathe in. Drop the weight a little bit, like shoulder and a half, not quite twice shoulder width distance apart. Exhale, twist over. Try to touch the ground with the cane. Keeping the spine and the back still even with the hips. We're not bending forward to do this. Back up. Switch sides. Exhale. And over. Touching the ground. Good stretch through the outer line of the body. Back up. Obviously, the longer or shorter stick that you have will make a big difference in how you can do this. Go to your comfort level. This is all you can do with keeping that body straight and not bending forward or turning to the side. Keeping it hips and shoulders even and level. That's great. Just go to here. Let the weight of the cane and the saber extend that arm and pull you into the stretch. And come back up when you're done. And come over to this side. Let the weight of the saber stretch the body. Last one. Teak. All right. This is a balance exercise. So what we're going to do is stand with our feet a little less than shoulder width apart. And we're going to raise up to about belly button level. And then we lift a leg up, drop the hands. Place the leg, lift the leg up, drop the hands. Back to belly button level. Light tapping. We're not slamming, we're just lightly tapping the center of the thigh with a little gravity assist. Should do about 20 of these. So let's do 3 or 4 more. And then we're going to go into the next motion. All right, there we go. So that wakes our legs up, kind of gets that activation. This is rub the back. So rub the back is my favorite. You take the cane over the shoulder and press it along the side of the spine and kind of roll those muscles and use it like you would a towel. So think about kind of like drying yourself off. Don't cross the spine on the ridges of the vertebrae. You gotta be careful with that. But you can get up under the scapula and you can get on the collarbone a little, well, the shoulder. There's the scapula. Don't worry, we're gonna do the kidney area later. All right, flip hands. Oof. And then I'm going to go along the left side of the spine, work up and down there. If you're doing this for yourself, take as much time as you want to roll through these areas and to work on breaking up that fascia and any connective tissue, hit the muscles that need to be hit, treat yourself right for where your body needs to be treated. So after we're done using the cane towel technique, all right, now we're going to raise the hands front and back. So the important thing about this exercise is not how far you go. It is that you don't let go with both hands. You should maintain your grip. I'd recommend having a grip with your hands on and your thumbs extended towards the center. And bounce shoulder width apart. And all we're going to do is raise the hands up as far as you can go back without going crazy bendy. And then back down. Up. Oops, see that? Off-centered, off balance. There we go. Don't go far back and lean. Center. Nice and even. and back down. I'm going to do a couple more of these. The goal is to maintain that smooth, clean balance through the motion. Cool. Now, same motion, but on the back. We don't want to face the palms forward. The palms should still be facing backwards. And the goal here, nice straight shoulders, chest forward, hips and shoulders and heels aligned. Just lift up. The notes say, don't do anything funny with your grip. Just grab hold and try to lift as evenly and smoothly as possible. Cool? All right. So this is rub the abdomen. So for here, what we're doing is working on breaking up the fascia in the forearms. I'm actually going to turn my watch over so that I have a smoother rolling surface. If you've got a watch or any kind of wrist stuff on, this may not work. You want to kind of make sure that's smooth. The goal here is to use the forearms to roll this across the abdomen and upper thigh. So we want to start kind of at the top of the forearm and maybe at the belly button. And we can begin to roll through the hands and the wrist, extending and massaging both the forearms and the abdominal muscles. You can get the obliques. You can move to the outside edge of the hands. You can get the palms and the fingers. So now, from a boxing standpoint, we'd do this with medicine balls, right? So here you just have a hard cane, but make no mistake, if you apply the pressure on this, you will begin to condition your stomach muscles for blows and stuff as well. That's a whole different technique and video though. We do the same thing on the back. So now we're going to hit the tops of the forearms. Got to flip my watch back over, watch your bracelets or anything over there. And this is through the kidney area and the buttocks. This is also for lower back. I'm going to have to be careful because between the forearms and the lower back, I could probably spend 20 minutes just in this section alone. And that's true for any of these sections. You should take and use each one of these areas as a way to explore and work on what your body needs. This is just kind of like a manual of different movements. Go through them, practice them, but if your body says, I gotta work on this, then listen to what your body says and work on that. So here, we're massaging all the outer of their forearms and the inside of the forearms. And when we did it the other way in the front on the abs, we did the outside edge. So now we get the inside edge, we get that lower back, we get the upper pelvis and the tops of the buttocks. And here you can work the outside edge as well. And so that's that area. So that's rub the front and rub the back. So this one is called Toss the Stick. Toss the stick is just what it says. There's a couple of things about tossing the stick that we want to pay attention to. One, we're going to be in a bow stance, which is kind of like a forward lunge. So you just want to be in a forward lunge. And whatever leg you're lunging forward with, in this case I have my left leg lunging forward, you're going to use the opposite hand to do our flippy toss maneuver. Now the toss is very specific. It's designed from end to end. So when I toss, I'm going to try to grab it on the far end. And when I grab, I'm grabbing with the outside edge and the pinky and ring finger. So the toss and landing of the toss is coming in here on that outside edge and those two fingers. So I'm grabbing with the base of the hand. My thumb and forefinger are not involved in the grip and the catching. It's the base, bottom two fingers, and then the middle finger to secure and to provide power for the next flip. Bow stance. Leg forward, opposite arm. Catching with the meat of the hand. Whoop. Do this to your speed and comfort for the environment that you're in. Cool. Switch. Right leg, left hand. Catching with the base meaty part and bottom two fingers. These front two fingers, thumb and forefinger, are not involved in the grip or toss. Grab, grab, the goal is to make this look like a wheel, spinning around evenly and consistently. I'm not quite going fast enough for that effect, but you get the idea. All right. Toss complete. Well done. For this next one, this is all the striking, and we're going to skip it because this is a workout unto itself. Keep in mind that that whole sequence of movements we did was a warm-up for this section of striking right and left and doing all these fun, things with the cane and stuff. We'll get into that later. That's a separate lesson. We're going to skip over to twirl the stick. So this is working from the center of the stick, single-handed. Remember we did the two-handed one previously? So now we're going to do one hand. So here, and we just go whoop and grab the stick. So this is an overhand roll to the outside of the body. Bam, bam. Backhand roll, grab, but we're doing it over here. There we go. All right. And then we do forward roll. So this is coming from the back side of the hand, across the top, and then into the grip, into the thumb. So forward, boom, forward. One of these is going to be easier for you than the other. make note of that. It's not a good or a bad thing. It's just what your body wants to do. That should inform you in terms of what feels good in terms of motion and manipulation for the future. All right, we good? This side. Coming from the thumb to the pinky and back in. Thumb, pinky, back in. Thumb, pinky, grip. Now on the side. Boom. 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 Sorry. Got a little froggy on that one. Okay, I'm done with that. So clearly on this side, going over the top is much more difficult than going forward for me. Dropped at once on the left and twice on the right. So we've done that. Yippee. So those are the spins. You can also, practice spinning in front. You can do combinations and make figure eights. That's a little more advanced. You can keep the flow going. You can do the different butterfly and windmill types of stuff. Go to your extent and capability and practice what makes sense for you in terms of general flow, keeping your hand on the same grip, using light grip, using base grip, ring grip, thumb and forefinger, base of hand grip, pinky and ring finger, sometimes middle finger. Try those, see how and where and what you need to transition to move through. It should inform you and make you learn and be more comfortable with the motion of the cane. All right. This is like reach the foot forward, I think. It's called like something quite obvious like that. It's a doozy. Go to your comfort level. From a comfort level standpoint, if all you can do is raise your foot up and put your toes out, and then use your cane to balance, that's fine. This is a great way to do the exercise. I'm holding one foot out. I'm keeping one foot in. My hamstrings are engaged. I'm tall. My hips, my shoulders, my heel lines up. And I'm gaining flexibility. The goal here is to try to keep that strong post in the center. If you've got your strong post, then what you can do is bring your foot up and press the center and ball of the foot into the cane and out. That's as far as I could go. The goal being to try to be completely straight in that post and completely as far out as you can go with the leg. All right, bring it back in. I'm going to do that on the other side. So, if we need to, we engage with the cane. Point of balance. Lifting the toe up. Keeping the leg and hamstring as straight as possible. Knees slightly bent. Hips and shoulders engaged. And I'm just stretching that leg and lifting that front leg up. And if you could do this for a minute or so, then start to graduate to getting that foot, ball of the foot onto the cane and pressing the ball of the foot out forward. One more time. Whew. That one's a doozy. Couple more motions. We've got rowing the boat. So this one is supposed to be like dance move. You're supposed to be a little like disco swagger, with that swishy. All you're gonna do is one hand on the end, one hand in the center, just like you're trying to row a boat. Push that down to one side, change over, push that down to the other side. Now this pretty easy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a step into this. The side that we're pushing on, we're going to step. So here, I'm going to change. I'm going to come over to this side. We'll step. We'll give a little wah, knee, a little hip action, a little sway. Step, step. Now you can do this breathing in, exhaling out, exhaling out. You can do it really slow, or you can do it like at a walking pace. So now I'm swishing, swishing, and I'm kind of walking almost on one single line, like straight down. If you imagine putting your feet directly in front of each other to kind of get that little hip action in there. And I just, walk and row. And I might do that like down a path or across a field and back again, but just walking. Good loose shoulders, good loose hips, good loose knees and ankles. Letting everything just kind of flow. All right. The next one is called bend forward and backwards. So remember how we said before we were working on our hands and like, don't lean back. That's because this one is the one we're going to lean on. So again with the bow stance. For here, you're going to get in that bow stance or forward lunge. Start with the cane above the head, right above the shoulders. Spine and hips are gauged, core is engaged. We're not flopping forward, we're not flopping back. Nice and squared. So the first motion is to lean forward and try to touch the ground with your fists. And then breathe into center, exhale and back. You should feel this through that back leg, the lower back and shoulders. Breathe into center. Let me scoot back a little bit. Exhale. Fists down to the ground. Back up, inhale. Squared up, lean back. Center. So we'll do that a couple of times to one side, and then we're going to go ahead and change over and do the same thing on the other. Switch your legs, squared up, breathe in, and exhale forward. Breathe in, exhale back. Center. Exhale. Fists to the ground. Back up. Exhale. Again, go to your comfort and capability. Back to center. Exhale. Back up. Stretch. Back and center. Return. So that was bend forward and back on each side. All right, so this next one is a variation of this paddling. So this is two-hand paddling. So like if we had a canoe or a kayak, right? So you have one long oar paddle, and now we have two oar paddle. So this one's, again, real simple. Base of sternum, solar plexus level, hand shoulder width apart on the cane, circle with one side, circle with the other side. Splash, pull, splash, pull. Now if you want to incorporate walking with this, if this side is moving forward, then this side takes the step. Pull, strong pull. So this side's moving forward, this side takes the step. We got our sync. There we go. And you can literally walk up and down the field with this one as well, as fast or as slow as you want. You don't want to like burn through it like you're doing like a weird Olympic marathon thing. You know, that'd be goofy. Just normal breath, normal walking pace. You could totally take steps. I'm out of sync again. So it needs to be deliberate. I like doing this like over across a field or along a trail. Last exercise. I don't recall. This one is called sway to both sides. That's right. And this one is just like similar to the pointing exercise we started with, except we're going to do it from a low position as opposed to up at the shoulders. So now we're at waist height, like belt height. So we're a little bit of thing. We want to be in a decent kind of horse stance. And the goal is to just kind of move the stick around, but not move the stick around. The goal is to imagine a string attached to each hip on that. We don't want to lose our grip. So there's a string there, And as the hips move, so does the stick. So we use the motion of the hips to inform the way that stick moves, somewhere right around belt level. And we just kind of move it around. Do the same thing in the front. So here, shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed, cane is hip level. Twist one direction, twist the other direction. There it is. The motion comes from the hip. I'm not doing this. I'm shifting the hip. And we go to side to side. Stick with front and back and side to side as long as it takes. Once you get comfortable, then we can start changing direction. You can use rising and lowering of the hips. You can create all sorts of spirals and activity. And the goal is eventually to be able to come up with all of that body generation, snap, to be able to engage all the muscles of the body into tight, sharp motion. And we learn that by front, side, circle, circle, and all of that gets thrown together. We go tilt, tilt, so if we tilt and rotate, and tilt and rotate, now you start to get some of that application. All right, that's it. That was some cane Qigong with the skipping over of the martial step, which has some little weird circles and pokey strikes and flipping around wah stuff in it. We'll see you all again later. Thanks for checking this out.